What's up guys, it's Roger and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to use your Blink in Trials of Osiris on Exodus Blue. Now we are on the Blink Warlock today. If you want to see the Blink Hunter strategy and build that I have, go back to yesterday's video and stay tuned for tomorrow because I'll be doing some live commentary with that build and strategy. But what do we have here today on Blink Warlock? Well, there's a few key components that we're going to go over real quick. Starting off with our exotic, I actually went for Controverse Holds over the Astrocyte first. So, on Controverse Holds we have an exotic armor perk here called Chaotic Exchanger. That's its resist incoming damage while charging your Void Grenade. Charge Void Grenades return grenade energy on a hit. Now I usually don't go charge nades because I don't like to lose my Devour, but this week we do go charge nades with Clarence, or Child of the Old Gods if you want to call him that, but we call him Clarence around here, and we'll get into that a little more later on. I am usually not a big sniper player, but I was like, you know what, I want to get more into sniping, and I have this beautiful roll from the Festival of the Lost here. No distractions with moving target. This thing is a pretty good anti-flinch machine. I put a radar tuner on here. Definitely recommend slapping a radar tuner on to your sniper rifles so that right when you come out of aiming down sights, because sometimes you can get tunnel vision pretty hard on these snipers, but as soon as you have a radar tuner on, you can just stop aiming down sights and get your radars back immediately, which is a very nice boon to have. If we want to go close range, we can have the Traveler's Chosen here. Now this is a very nice exotic sidearm. When you use this exotic sidearm, what you're going to do is get kills on people. Each time you get a kill, it's going to give you 2 stacks of Gathering Light. Those stacks are going to improve your weapon reload speed, your handling, and your target acquisition. But once you don't have any more fighting to do, you can hold R, or whatever your reload button is, and that's going to consume the stacks and give you a bunch of energy back into your abilities, so we love to see that. This thing also is full auto and has Osmosis built into it with the Catalyst here, and with 85 range, this thing is pretty nutty. You can check out the armor mods here before we go into the Void 3.0, but we're going to break that down next. So with our Void 3.0, let's go ahead and touch on all the pieces here. I am using Nova Bomb just because we love those shutdown supers, especially on Cap Point Trials like we have this week. Healing Rift, Blink of course, Pocket Singularity of course, and then a Vortex Nade. So the Vortex Nades are what we're going to be overcharging. Vortex Nades mixed with Clarence or Child of the Old Gods is very, very good lockdown. You can lock your enemies down, do damage to them, and just close off so much area and kind of flanking positions from your enemies that these are a beautiful combination right here. We have the charge nades on, of course, so when we overcharge a vortex nade, it's going to increase the size of it and the linger duration. But not only that, we can actually get longer vortex nades with Echo of Remnants here. So that's going to say your linger grenade effects, of course vortex grenade for us, is going to have increased duration. So this mixed with the overcharge version of vortex makes our vortex nades really big and they stick around for a super long time. After that, I do have Echo of Expulsion on, so if we get a kill with any of our abilities, including Clarence, our melee ability, or our vortex nade, the enemies are going to explode in extra little time, which can very much come in handy. And then to finish it off, we have Echo of Dilation. I always recommend running this, so while crouched, you sneak faster and gain an enhanced radar resolution that lets you get that very in-tune radar, so you can see exactly where your enemies are if you want to pick them apart. That also gives you plus 10 mobility and plus 10 intellect, so we love to see that. Not to mention plus 10 intellect on here will give us a very good intellect stat. That is the build I am running. If you have any questions about this build, go ahead and leave those in the comments, or in the description you'll see I have a link to my Blinkville Discord server. Go ahead and join, we're always talking in there, and if you have any direct questions you want to ask me, you can always do it in there as well, but the comments will suffice just as much. Before we get into it, I do want to say if you want to leave me a like or subscribe at any point, those things really do help. It shows YouTube that you're enjoying the content, and then they can push it to more people, which really helps me, and we are very close to 3K subs, so I'd love to hit that very soon. But if you just want to watch the video and enjoy, that's completely fine too. All that being said, I think we have everything covered, so why don't we go ahead and blink into this gameplay. So this first clip I'm going to show you is what I like to call the God angle. So if you come over here, you're going to see these little holes in this little, I don't know, it's like a huge hose holder, I like to call it, and you see this guy right there. There is a little fuel tank over there. People love to hop up, and you can do it from either side. I have a clip later on where I get on the fuel tank up to my left here, and I kind of missed my blink there, so I didn't get up there right then, but you can use that. I like to call it the God angle, like I said, because it's just fun to knock people's heads off right through there, and they don't even know you can do it. When in there, that guy should have knocked my head off. This was like my second clip of the day, so you know, I was not too warmed up with the sniper yet, and I almost never snipe. Now here's the thing with blink sniping, right? When you use your blink, as I do usually very aggressively, you're usually using it to aggress upon your enemy, make rotations to get on top of your enemies, but with blink sniping, the blinking is more so used to make rotations and to escape. Although we do still get some aggressive blinks because I am using this Traveler's Chosen sidearm. As you can see right there, I was able to take them out pretty well. Again, coming over here, I like to look through onto the God angle right here. I don't see anybody hopping up, so if I don't see anybody hopping up, I go ahead, I stop aiming down sights, and I look around. Again, we have that radar tuner on our sniper, so we immediately get that radar back. I saw this guy was already down this lane, so I said, okay, I'm going to go for a jump shot. I was able to absolutely smoke his nutsicles off. I go in on this guy. Unfortunately, no connection there with the melee. He was a little far, so it's okay. You see, I took that guy out. I do have 2 stacks of Gathering Gathering Light. Even though I finished the round there, what I should have done is use those stacks to get some ability energy back. I forgot to do that, but you will see in some later clips that I do start remembering to do that, but that was like my early clips. I forgot to do that because it was just, you know, back on the horse. I kind of forget that sometimes. I do enjoy sniping. It's just not something I usually do because it's not as fast as I tend to go, but I was having a lot of fun this weekend, honestly, just today using this sniper playstyle, and I think I'll be sniping more often now that I've actually started getting back into it a little bit. You can see we can play the zone here. I don't really like crouching zones too much. I think they're a little cheap, and I'd much rather just kill the last enemy if at all possible. You see he rotates around here, I get ready, I take him out, and I'm pretty sure I actually do use my stacks here. There you go, you see I just absorb those stacks of Gathering Light to get some ability energy back, which is very good. So at the end of a round, if you have that, make sure you are actually using them. Again, we're just holding the God angle. We're going to hold that for a few seconds, and then we're going to go stop aiming down sights, check our radar, slap a rift down. We have Clarence out now. We're looking at this guy. If you need a double body like I did right here, then go ahead and do it, you know. No shame in that. That's going to pick up a kill. Let our teammates take care of the other two, and we win that round, you know. You're trying to get Clarence out there if you can. I don't like to go in aggressively with the sidearm unless I can get Clarence in there, because then Clarence can weaken them and I can take them out much easier with the sidearm. I feel like this should have been a headshot. I looked at that in slow motion and I like barely hit where his head was, like right below it on the shoulder, I guess I would say, but I was like, I don't know. I feel like that could have been a headshot, but they didn't give it to me, so that's okay. You can see what I do here. I blink in, I push this guy with my melee first, and then I take shots with my sidearm. That's going to do two things for us. For one, it's going to push them back away from us into the perfect sidearm range. And secondly, it's going to make them volatile. When you make an enemy volatile after they take a certain amount of extra damage, they're going to explode with void damage, so that's very good. It can do damage to the people around them, so you need to keep that in mind. This is a great angle if the flag is inside. You can see I just smoked that guy's head off. Now, if this enemy wants to res him, I can instantly just farm the res, or I can try to wait until he peeks out too and take him out. What I do this time is just farm the res really quick, so now we have both of them taken out. I push up. You can see I almost have my super. I slap my rift down to grab Clarence. I take a lot of shots here. I slap Clarence out. Now, once Clarence is down, that means that they can't get the res anymore because he's taking damage when they're inside of that zone. But you can see that doesn't even matter because Clarence is taking him. I smoke the first guy with my Traveler's Chosen, and then I throw in that Nova Bomb there and just put his pussy into the dirt. If you want to smack booty cheeks, I tend to try to go for the first pick with my sniper if I can. You can see here, perfect, you know, that no distractions and that moving target really helps so you can move around very freely and just smack this. The other thing to note is you do have Search Party on, which is the new origin trait on these Festival of the Lost weapons. I found that it was pretty useful on something like the Jurassic Green or whatnot, but honestly I think it's better on this sniper here, the Macabre, than anything else because it lets you move around faster when you're aiming down sights. You mix that with your moving target, and I think it's just a perfect combination. I did have these snapshot sights opening shot roll on my Macabre as well, but I decided to go for this roll, and I'm very glad I did. I was very, very happy with it. The sounds on this gun, the stability, just how it feels when you shoot it, is all amazing, and this is definitely going to be my go-to sniper when I want to do any kind of sniper plays from now on because it just feels so good. I love the design of it so much, and I think Bungie really knocked it out of the park with this gun. You can see I smoke that guy. It's going to be much easier for me to smoke this guy. I need to start hitting my headshots. I was doing pretty bad at that today. You can see I remembered to actually use my Gathering Light stacks there and get my melee back all the way full up on energy there. But you got to remember, you do get that bonus aiming, I think it's target acquisition type stuff, handling and reload speed on your Traveler's Chosen there when you have those Gathering Light stacks, so make sure you actually start using those. This guy floats in on me, I take him out with a nice Traveler's Chosen shots mixed with my Clarence there. I pull the sniper back out so I can look down towards my teammates and see if I can help them from a range, but they take it out themselves and handle that. So make sure you don't get tunnel visioned. The same thing when you're using a pulse or whatnot. You are playing far back. You do not want to get tunnel visioned. You need to make sure you're looking at your radar every now and again, just checking to see where the enemies are, and then you can aim down sights if you see no one's pushing you, but in case they are pushing you, you know you need to be ready like I was there. You can see here, there's the overcharged Vortex nade, like I was saying, and you can't really see how big it is. If there's a few clips where I can kind of show you how big it is, then I will try to point it out, but it is a pretty darn big radius, I gotta tell you, and when you can actually get that radius working for you, it's absolutely amazing. We also need to keep in mind that Vortex nades, ever since Void 3.0 came out, did get a buff where they do suck in enemies a little bit on cast, so that can be very nice for pulling in your enemy. I have a very nice clip later on in this video. I mean, that was a nice smacker on that guy's head. I had to point that out, sorry. When I hit a nice snipe, it just makes me feel good, so I like to say it sometimes. Here's a charge nade again. We have the controversial, so we're going to take a little less damage as we charge that nade. See, it sucks him in, it does some damage, it takes him out with help from the teammate, but you can do a little combo too where you throw in the nade if you get to a lane really fast. And of course, one huge part about Blink, let me just say really quick, I had to show you the end of this clip because this teammate actually threw. I did so much work to help him get those 2 kills there. And then I had the last one locked down with Clarence. He could have easily gone and just taken him out. I was like, dude, why? Please don't throw like that. If you see you're in a 1v1 and they have a res and everything, like just go do your work and take the last guy out. Worst comes to worst, you lose the round because you lost a 1v1, but don't let them get it back to a 1v2 or whatever, you know, it just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, well, I don't even know what I was saying. I got kind of distracted there trying to give you the lowdown, the dirty, the skinny. I am really enjoying this sniper though. Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to say is you can use your nade because you're going to use your blinks to get to lane so quickly that you're going to get there before almost any other movement ability in the game, and I would dare to say any other movement ability in the game. That's usually going to give you enough time, especially if you have Astral Sight Burst on, to fully charge your Void Grenade, and that can start doing some damage, suck them in, and then you can hit a body shot with your sniper and take them out really, really easily. Especially if you want to do Axion bolts, actually are a very good combo with that as well. You hit a body shot, you throw in the overcharge or just the regular Axion, to be honest with you, and that can take them out. I had to show you that right there because I was like, bro, you are sucking my nut right now. That somehow didn't hit. I watched that one in slow motion too. I go frame by frame when I get close to calls like that because I just got to see, was that actually correct or not? And I was like, okay, I guess I see it. Like the bottom of my reticle was on the cover and then the top of the reticle was on his head. And I was just like, I don't know, man. I feel like that kind of should have killed him, but it's okay. Clarence goes in there, starts tickling that guy, and my teammate comes in for a nice follow-up, takes him out. I was very happy about that. This is an angle you can hold. You're going to see right here. If heavy is spawning, actually, I guess it's a different clip, so excuse me there. If heavy is spawning, I usually like to cover it and just see if I can keep them off of it. In my opinion, at least 2 people should go towards heavy. If people are playing a Titan shield like this, it is amazing to just watch it with your sniper. As soon as they come out for even half a second, you can blow their head, you know, their skull off and just put them in the frickin' dirt, brother. So that's what you're trying to do, you know. As soon as you see that bussy peek around the corner, you're taking your bullet, you're slotting it right in the hole, and you're taking that bussy out. That's all I'm going to say. And when you can smack the booty cheeks like that, it's amazing. This is an angle you need to be quite wary of. People will sit there with their snipers, their arbalists, whatever it is, and you can hold that angle if you're playing from the other side. But if you're on the side that I'm on right now and I'm showing you, make sure you are careful because you can easily knock their head off in exchange. You know, it's just really who has the better shot and who has the better reaction time. You can see here I smacked this guy with a nice body shot because my teammates did a little bit of damage to him. Now that I have that ghost down inside, my first instinct is, okay, how can I cover that? Especially since I have Clarence. You can see most of the time when I play, if you've seen me do my more aggressive play style, which is what I usually do, when I get Clarence, I immediately go in with a shotgun or whatnot. This build is much different. When you are blink shotgunning, you're actually using that rift. You know, you're actually sitting in that rift, you're trying to get Clarence on them, and then you can use that in conjunction with your Traveler's Chosen and still kind of play some range. It's not as aggressive as it is with a shotgun playstyle where it's like, okay, I'm gonna get Clarence, I'm gonna follow Clarence in immediately, I'm gonna get right on their booty cheeks, and I'm gonna try to smack their cheeks to the next dimension. No. You can see right there, that's the angle I was talking about. Unfortunately, I did whiff a little bit, I only hit a body shot there, but if you use that angle, you can get some very nice quick picks, so keep that in mind. As I'm holding here, I needed to make sure that I kept watching my radar just in case any of them went around behind me for a flank, and you can see that's exactly what happened. It's a good thing we have that radar tuner, so as soon as I came out of my sniper there, I immediately have my radar back. And this is what I'm talking about. Get Clarence on him, smack him really good. I have some Gathering Light procs, but that's okay. I'm just going to come in here with my sniper, get a body shot on him. Since I have this Gathering Light, it was much easier for me to smack this guy. He was a major just loser, spamming invis and then crouch spamming as he tried to hit me with the frickin' Shire's Wrath. And I was like, you know what's nice is an SMG. You know what's nicer? Me putting a few sidearm bullets straight into your booty cheeks and sending you to the fucking afterlife, buddy. So how about we do that instead? And then my teammate just kind of like strolls on through after I kill him. He's like, hey, I'm helping. And I'm like, you know what? You did help because you stayed alive, and I appreciate that. You can see my teammate kind of ruined my my Vortex nade there by putting his shield in the way. I was going to rotate all the way to the right side of the map here, but since the cap point was outside and we had the res, I decided just to come back and chill with my teammates. I see one of them is capping and one of them is more to my right, so I'm just seeing what kind of damage I can do to them and take them out. I blink above this guy. That blink that I did right there is an amazing one you can do if anybody is playing in the position that the guy that I just took out is playing in. You can blink above them, get kind of behind them, throw them into the wall with a melee, and then immediately take them out just super easily. So keep that blink in mind. It is a very tasty one. Again, you can see at the end of that clip that I showed you before, when I killed him, I had Gathering Light procs, I had stacks I should say, so when you do get those stacks, make sure you are using them at the end of a round so you can get your energy back as quickly as possible. I take that guy out with a teammate, I'm coming back over here, I go to throw my melee at this guy but it doesn't connect, but it's like, alright, whatever, I'm just going to go ahead and smack this guy's cheeks in, get my Gathering Light stacks here, get some energy back, and that's exactly what I did. Especially when you're close range like that, you can just go crazy with these sidearms, and I gotta say, I missed some snipes here, excuse that. Every time these jump snipes were like half a meter off, half an inch off, I was just like, no. This is a nice vortex nade here, you can see. Immediately starts sucking him. What I will say is watch my nade energy in the bottom left when I'm taking a lot of damage with the nade energy. Look how much nade energy I already have back. That is because of Controverse Hold passive, where the more nade energy that you tick, the more, the more nade damage that you take, the more innate energy that you get back. Smack that guy's head straight into the next dimension. I see he's kind of going for the res there, so I wait till he goes far enough. I take him out as well. You know, your boy can hit some nice snipes. You guys are probably sitting here, you're like, I bet this guy's a freaking trash sniper because all he can do is freaking blink shotgun. Listen, pal. All right. I'm not saying I can snipe with the best of them. I'm not saying that if I got into a match and frickin' Doodle Hanky over here was sitting there, #1 sniper in the world, and he was just wiping me out, you know, making me look like I was still walking around in diapers, that I wouldn't be a little scared. But I can hang with the big boys sometimes when I pull out that sniper. You know, you give me that Guttural Macabre from the frickin' Festival of the Lost, I'm gonna start taking some naughty shots, baby. That's all I'm trying to say. And blink sniping is no joke. Make sure you are respecting those blink snipers, because they can really get some nice angles on you. Hit the God angle sometimes, boom, right in the head, take them out, they'll never know it. Speaking of the God angle, this is the God angle, boys. Get your panties ready, because they're about to be so freaking wet. Oh wait, no, I was wrong. This is just when this guy was falling off the map. Okay, that shit was so funny to me. I'm just like, is that guy okay? By all means, I could have just let him fall off the map, but instead I decided to shoot him in the head because I wanted the freaking kills, baby. I blink in behind this guy, I shoot Clarence onto them, and I just spread out my damage with Clarence, and I get the kills. I use my Gathering Light stacks to get some energy back here so I can get my Rift and my melee. Everything is back up on cooldown by the next round. I forgot about that clip, I'm sorry. That's cracking me up right now because that poor Titan is just floating around in no man's land, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, brother. I gotta do this to you. Again, you can see my nade energy actually got back quite a bit there. Even if you don't hit much nade ticks with the Vortex nade, you can still usually get around 20 to 30% of your nade back pretty easily. And the Vortex grenade is actually the only grenade that you can use with Controverse holds, and if it hits every single tick of its damage and gets a kill, you actually immediately get a Vortex nade completely back, so keep that in mind. Here's the combo I was talking about. You see, I throw out the Vortex nade, I hit a body shot, and the Vortex nade easily just ticks him down, and you get a free kill, so you don't even have to hit a headshot. In that case, I body shot this guy, I blink behind him. Again, always keep in mind, you can blink through Titan shields just fine. You will take no damage. It will not touch your hitbox in the slightest. So if there's a Titan shield in front of you, just remember, you can blink right through that sucker, get behind the Titan, and take them out easily. I was just like, me and my teammates were like roasting each other, so don't mind the text chat. Hey, it happens sometimes. But I wanted to show you this. I was just going to throw myself off the map because these guys were like lag abusing, and I just didn't want to deal with it. I have no shame in saying that. If you're lag abusing, sometimes I'm just like, screw this. I'm not playing this match. I'd rather get into a match that's actually fun. But I blinked off the map into this freaking tree, and I just survived. And these guys were bagging, by the way, so I put my nuts straight in this guy's mouth. But yeah, just keep that in mind so you know for the future, there's that tree off the side of the map that you can use if you ever need to, and you can crouch on it and bait your enemies in or whatever you want to do and then take them out. Screw that Titan slam. I hate that thing so much. I was glad to knock that guy's nuts in the next week. We are coming to our last couple of clips here though, so I do want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you do want to leave me a like on the video, I very much would appreciate that, and stay tuned for the next 2 days. I will have some live trials commentary videos coming at you, so I hope you appreciate those. I am going out of town. Here's the God angle for you. I remember I said I had another clip. Here it is, and your panties are absolutely wet right now. Sorry, I gotta tell you, it's just a law of life. I am going on a trip very soon here on Wednesday, so I'm just kind of cramming and getting as much content ready for you guys as I can. If all goes well, I will have a video for you guys every single day, so don't worry, you will still get your daily dose of Roger if that's something you need in your life, which, hey, if it is something you need in your life and it's something you go out of your way to get, then I really do appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for watching, though. Again, if you do want to leave a like, I really appreciate that. And it just, you know, I had a lot of fun sniping, honestly. I'm going to do some more sniping in the future because I had a pretty nice time today. But this is going to be the last clip, so thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I just want to say, have a great day, Guardians.